Hey guys, how are you doing today? It's Dari, your local friend from Moscow, and this vlog is about my return back to Russia. If you watch my previous videos, you already know that I spent 3 amazing weeks in Greece, but now I'm back to my city and I want to spend these few days with you because it's gonna be super interesting. But first of all, let me show you how I spent my last day in Greece. In the morning, my friend Emma and I had a breakfast in a cozy cafe, and then we went for a jet ski ride. It was my first experience, it was amazing, so much fun, and we almost killed each other. And then we went parasailing. It's like the perfect end of the trip, absolutely advised to do so. My plane to Moscow was from Athens, so I had to take a ferry from Crete to the Greek capital. This trip cost me 38 euros and took 8 hours. I've never been on such a large ferries, and to be honest, I was really impressed. There was a swimming pool, bar, several restaurants, Wi-Fi, and now I definitely want to go on a cruise. At 6 a.m. I got to Piraeus, a small town near Athens. Actually, I had around 11 hours before my plane, but I was quite tired and with a heavy bag, so I decided not to go to the city center of Athens and stay in this small town. In the end, I didn't regret it because it was very nice there, and I just took a walk, had a lunch, went to the airport by metro. It cost me 8 euros and I had to literally cross the whole city to reach the airport. One of the first things that I did when I came back to Russia, it's actually MRI scan. I hope I said this correctly, because if you watch my vlogs from Greece, you know that I dislocated my little toe. I'm the winner of life, and I just broke my finger. I was getting out of the bathroom, then I crushed a little bit my leg to like the end of the bath, and a little bit fall down, then I'm looking and my finger is like that.
That means great.
And there is still swelling, I think it's called like that. So I started being afraid that probably I didn't fix it correctly, but no, everything is fine. Probably I also contacted the doctor in the clinic. I was in the private clinic, now I'll go to the public one just to ask what should I do with the swelling. But I'm so happy that it fixed correctly, because I started afraid that what if they had to broke my toy and fix it again, but no, everything's fine. The weather in Moscow is actually quite strange. I returned to Moscow last week, and all before it was super hot. When I return, it's get a little bit colder, like really comfortable weather. Even sometimes it was a little bit cold, but mostly it was really comfortable. And today in the morning, when I was visiting the private clinic, it became so hot. So I decided before coming to the public one, return back to home, change my clothes, have a breakfast, and now I'm on my way there. It's actually just 5 minutes from my home. Public medical center is called polyclinic in Russian. I needed a special department, kind of emergency room, since traumatologists work there, and it was located on the other side of the building. When you're entering this place, you can immediately notice the big difference between private and public clinics. In the beginning, I signed a few documents and got to the line to see a doctor. My toy is fine. It's amazing news. The doctor said me that I should use one gel for like 10 days and everything should be fine, so I'm really happy about this. Also, one of the first things that I did on my return to Russia was eating my favorite Russian dishes. Even though my favorite dishes are not really Russian, but I really like crepes, and in Greece it tastes different and more like sweet. Now I took some ham and cheese, and also with apple and caramel. It's amazing. And I'm in Terimok. It's the most famous fast food place with Russian food. I already advised a few times, and it's amazing. Also, I'm drinking medavuha. It's a honey drink, alcoholic. It's around 4% in the half. It's also kind of Russian thing. It's sweet, like sweet honey beer, something like that. Also, guys, As you notice, I finally have a microphone, and thank you so much for all your donations. If you want to say me thank you for my content, you can buy me a coffee via the website Buy Me a Coffee. And just thank you so much for that. The average price for a crepe is about 300 rubles or $4, but for the same amount you can also buy lunch there. Now it started raining, so I'm running to underground because I have a really interesting meeting now. It's actually really funny because I'm the person who's all the time late, at least 5 minutes, but now I came like 40 minutes early, so I will have to wait a little bit. Even though it's raining, it's still so beautiful here in the city center. I finally met Ellie from Russia.
Hi everyone!
You probably saw her videos about Russia. They're actually super interesting, so be sure to subscribe to her channel.
Everyone asked us to make a collaboration.
Yeah, and we finally met. We also made a community post about each other, but we haven't seen each other before.
Yeah.
And
Moscow is a big city, so it's hard to find time to meet each other. Even people who live close to each other, it's always you're so busy, so many things, and some people are in one part of a city, others are in other parts, so
yeah, but
it's hard to find time.
but we finally met, and I'm sure it's not the last our meeting.
Yeah, sure.
Our plan for today, we're going to visit Bulgakov Museum. It's super interesting because he's the author of Master and Margarita that you probably know. And also we're going to walk around Patriarchal Ponds, and I think we just sit in the cafe and talk.
Yeah.
The weather got even worse. It says that Bulgakov lived there for 3 years and that the actions in Master Margarita started here. And this is how it looks like. So friends, now we're waiting our tour around Bulgakov Museum, and actually Ellie already been here.
Yeah, in this flat Bulgakov lived for several years with his wife, and the odd flat from the Master and Margarita book was actually based on this flat, so you can find yourself inside the book. It's really cool, and you can find many places in Moscow like that. That's actually the cat from the book.
Yeah.
His name is Behemoth or Hippopotam. So you can go to that places and find yourself like inside the book.
Yeah, actually we are now in Patriarchal Ponds. It's really expensive and famous district here in Moscow, and mostly it's famous due to Bulgakov during this apartment, and even like this January, like next to the lake, I think it's also super famous because of the stand from the book. Actually,
at Patriarchal Ponds, actually the beginning of the book took place, so you can go there and see that exact bench where the book, the characters from the book sat, and in this flat the devil Volant with his entourage lived in the book, so it's really cool.
A ticket to a tour of this museum costs 350 rubles or about $5 for an adult and 200 rubles or $3 for students. Guys, I must say right away that I'm not a fan of tours at all, and usually I always go to museums myself, but I definitely like this one. This lady told so many interesting information about the life of a Russian poet that I really wanted to read Bulgakov's works again. Moreover, in the museum you can also find some secret rooms, and no one noticed this room in the beginning. In the main room actually there is another secret room. Guys, the tour was really interesting. I found out so many new information, and the tour guide, this lady, she was so patient about this. And when you hear people, when you listen to people who are so patient about something, you also start liking this. And yeah, it was super interesting. This place is really atmospheric, and I'm just super happy I visited it. If you like the work of Bulgakov, then you can also take a tram tour during which you will see many places from the books of the author. Now in this district you can find a lot of really quite expensive but sometimes really interesting and amazing cafes with the good cuisine. You can find, I think, like food from all around the world. I found just one cafe, it looks really cute. We're trying to find this. What do you think about the place?
It's so cozy.
Yeah, I really like
Very
it.
nice. But I don't know about coffee yet. I'm gonna try. Did you also take rough
Yeah.
coffee?
I did. Guys, in few videos of mine, I already mentioned that in Russia you can find rough coffee. It's similar to latte, but in creamy one, and it's super delicious. Actually, I take this all the time, and I really like it.
I'm on Dari's channel. Hi mom, hi dad.
So guys, I actually want to tell a little bit about Ellie's life because she moved from a small town to Moscow. And can you please tell why you done
Yeah,
this?
I'm a country girl. So yeah, I was born nearby city Perm. Perm is a big city in the Ural Mountains, and I was born in a small village. The population is around 30,000 people. For me, it's not a village. For Dari, it's a
Yeah, it's a village for me. Was
And
Moscow always your goal to to leave this small town and come to Moscow? Did you
yes,
want?
because in Russia, I think Moscow is the only place where you can find so many opportunities.
Well, I agree. Also in St. Petersburg, but Moscow it's like much more. In Russia, we're all the time saying that you go to St. Petersburg for love, and for money you're coming to Moscow.
Not only for money, I think it's about opportunities. St.
Yes.
Petersburg, yes, it's a big city, it's beautiful, but if you want to grow and develop
Yeah, I
a
agree
lot,
with that.
if you want to find the networking, everything is concentrated in Moscow.
Yeah, I
so
agree.
I would say it's the only city in Russia where you can grow very fast. So yeah, I applied for 5 universities in Moscow, got scholarship in 4 of them. So
Nice.
yeah, I chose the People's Friendship University of Russia because it's very international.
Yeah, I agree.
There are people from like 190 countries.
Could you please tell more into details how you moved to Moscow? I mean, was it a complicated process?
Well, it was complicated to get a scholarship here because in Russia we have this national exam, ЕГЭ,
Yeah.
and you have to pass 3 or 4, 5 exams, and they are very difficult. Like, it's difficult to get a high score. It's not difficult to pass them, but if you want to get a scholarship and study for free in Russia, you have to pass for a very high grade.
I actually like what you are saying that I didn't pass like so well, so I had actually pay money for my education because I mean I could go to some like not really good universities to study for free there, but I also chosen like really international universities because I wanted to study abroad. That was also actually my goal.
When you pass this exam and get a scholarship, it's easy to move here.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I think it's even more difficult to move to Moscow if you're not a student, because with the university, they give you a dorm, they give you a scholarship, and you get into the community right away. So you have friends, you're in that community, you have something to do.
Yeah, I also think that it's easier to get an internship in some company, for example, if you want to stay here in Moscow. And after some internship during your studies, usually they offer you a position after that.
I think Moscow has lots of advantages when comparing it to other countries, other parts of the world. I think it's now one of the best cities to live in. Good transportation system, many job opportunities, and so many opportunities to
grow.
meet
Like develop
new people.
Yeah. I mean, in Moscow, basically, I think you can find like definitely everything. I mean, it's super interesting city. Like you can do everything here. Like so many opportunities, as well as you can earn good money here. I mean,
exactly.
It's also possible that some positions like offer a low salary, but if you want, you can earn money here, and it's just incredibly beautiful. But do you think about staying here, or maybe another city, another country, maybe?
I think that even if I move abroad, I would like to come back to Moscow at least every year or once in several years, because when I live abroad, I always miss Russia. I miss our people, our culture, our food, Moscow itself. It is so beautiful and it's so nice just to have a walk here. The best option for me, I think, would be to live in Moscow, but to go to other countries and travel very often.
Yeah.
And for example, to travel to other country for 3 or 6 months, especially in winter.
That's actually what we discussed today, because Moscow winters are really, really gray. And
so depressive.
So depressive. I agree with that. I don't have like any motivation in winter to do anything. And
you just want to stay home with a hot chocolate.
Yeah, with marshmallow and
watch
TV shows.
Some TV series. And don't look at the window.
Yeah,
so
don't look there. I agree with that.
And don't go outside.
Also, I think like many rich Russians live in Moscow or Russia in general during the winter.
Yes, because they go to Bali.
Yeah, or Miami, something like that. Actually, good thing. I think if I would stay in Moscow, because I haven't decided yet, definitely winters I'm gonna live.
Yes.
Because it's not even about cold, it's about grayness.
Yeah.
So I think we agree with each other that Moscow is a beautiful city. It's amazing to live here, especially in summers.
But would you move abroad?
I think so. It's actually, I never told this in my channel before, but it's not about that I don't like Moscow. I really like learning cultures, learning different languages, learning people from there. I had an opportunity to live in Austria for 6 months. It was like one of the best of my decisions, like, and the moments of my life. So I really want to live some months, like maybe a few years in other countries, but I can't say that I will move from Russia for sure, because I really like Moscow. But in winters, no, I'm gonna live there if I have an opportunities, because really I don't want to have a depression. I don't want, because last winter it was actually really difficult for me. You also don't really know about this, but I had kind of a depression, and I don't want this anymore. Like my health is my priority, so that's why for winters I've chosen that I'm gonna move somewhere. I really wanted to, for example, I wanted to go to Portugal now for 1 month.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, but because I have a new job that I'm going to tell a little bit later, and it will allow me to work from different countries. And I really wanted to go to Portugal because it's like one of my dream countries from Europe that I haven't visited yet, but it's closed for Russian tourists.
Oh, yeah.
That's the problem now during pandemic, but who knows?
At these times it's difficult to plan,
but still, I also wanted to live in Spain for some time because I'm learning this language. Also maybe Germany, but who knows? Guys, I think we just want to say a big thank you to Ellie for this interview, because it was really interesting.
Thank you. Thank you.
Don't forget to subscribe to her channel. By the way, guys, I just remembered that many of you asked me how to study Russian, and actually Ellie has a course of Russian language. It's a Russian speaking club where she teaches how to speak Russian and many other really interesting information about our language. She has a lot of good reviews of this club, so I definitely advise you to check her out. It was so funny now because I was already sending some postcards to you guys, I think around 1 month ago, and I did this in the city center. Everyone knew how to do that, and now I came to my local post in my district, and you know what? No one in the office knew which exactly stamps I need. They will start looking in all these printed paper documents, trying to read. I was like talking to them. I was like, why the price is like that if it says different? And it took me like 20 minutes to talk with them. I mean, like, wow. And it wasn't everything I did during this amazing week. I also went to a boat trip. Guys, now we came to Rечной Vokzal. It's like a ferry station. Also, it was just reconstructed last year and it looks so gorgeous. My family and I are gonna take a ferry and go to some boat trip. It will be around 1 hour. I'm really excited. It costed 300 rubles, more or less. It's about $5, depends on the rate. Going to this boat trip can be an alternative to these touristic boat trips around city center, because here you'll see another part of Moscow. If you are interested, if there is a place to swim here in Moscow, there is. You can take this boat and go into the sand beach, take a stop here, just enjoy, swim, and then return back. By the way, now in the underground you can often see signs to the center where you can make a vaccine, and this is the line to a center in my district. In Russia, Georgian food is just super famous. I think most Russians really like it, and my family and I came to one restaurant called Chonchole. It's also like you can find a lot of these restaurants here in Moscow. The food was really, really good. Сделай. Friends, recently Natasha from Year Russia and I had a live stream. It was my first stream ever. We were so nervous, and it went just amazing. Oh my god, really, I'm so overwhelmed with emotions because it was amazing. Now I'm in this community, like I'm so happy, and you guys are just awesome, really. Thank you so much for all your support, for all your questions, for all your donations. You are just the best. Yeah, oh my god, really. Also, before we went live, we were trying to figure out how I can add her to the live stream because I didn't know anything. And then Zangief, another Russian YouTuber, called me. He was like, okay, you should do this. And then we were trying to check it. It didn't work out. He was helping me for an hour. Then I already called Natasha. I was like, Natasha, I don't know how to do that. She also didn't know. She called her a friend, another Russian YouTuber, Zach the Russian. We never talked before. And in the end, I called him, like there was a group chat, and we started talking to him, and he was helping me for 2.5 more hours. I mean, he just firstly saw me, and then he was helping me. Oh my God, really. I'm so in shock still about everything, but it was amazing. I'm so happy. I'm so glad that I'm around these people now because it's super interesting, and I now have so much motivation to do everything, really, and I understand like why I'm doing this. Also, guys, something new about my life. I mentioned that I got a new job. As you know, probably watch already my vlogs from spring. I told you that I had a burnout and it actually was really bad, and I decided to leave my job without any plans. And when I told one of my biggest clients that I'm leaving, he offered me a high position in his company, the office in which located in Germany. It will be a remote job, and I'm so happy about this because now I used to be an account manager, now I'm going to be a business developer, and I'm much more excited about this. Yeah, I think you found out a lot about me from this vlog. It was quite personal. I hope you enjoyed this. I start working tomorrow, and oh my god, I really hope that's gonna be a white line in my life. Yeah, so next week I'm gonna post 2 more videos from Greece, and after that I think I'll start posting once a week videos about Russia. I already made 3 more videos about it. It's gonna be super interesting, so don't forget to subscribe to my channel, like all my videos, and yeah, let's show Russia and all the world together.